light in here? Is there light?
Get that light. What would it be like to be one of the richest people in the world? I wish I knew, trust me. Today I'm going to be talking about the life of Mikhail Prokhorov, a Russian businessman. I'll tell you a little bit about the background and history of him, the process of how he actually became a billionaire, and the benefits of him buying the New Jersey Nets basketball team and moving them to Brooklyn. Well, now that I told you what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk a little bit about the background and history. Mikhail Prokhorov was born in Moscow in 1965. His father was part of the Soviet Sports Committee, and his mother was a scientist. He actually still lives in Moscow today. For personal expertise, he went to Moscow State Financial Institute and majored in international finance. His first job was actually working at a jean shop, and he worked his way up from there. He has 5 main passions in life. One being sports, including jet skiing, snow skiing, basketball, and kickboxing. Second passion is working out. He works out for 2 hours every single day with a personal trainer. Third is business. Fourth is women. Guess I don't blame him there. Fifth is food, which he says is his most passionate of all. He wants a woman that can cook for him, and that's why he says he's still single. He hasn't found the right one yet. According to CBS News, he is quoted saying that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, now that I told you a little bit about the background and history of him, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process of how he actually became to be a billionaire. Well, it started, he was raised in Soviet elite. He went to Moscow State Financial Institute, so when the Soviet Union fell, he was one of the few people in the country that knew anything about the world market and free enterprise. And this expertise drew attention of Vladimir Putin, who at that time would be the future Deputy Prime Minister of Russia. After that, he got into banking. Vladimir Putin started 2 private banks. With seeing his expertise, he asked Prokhorov if he would like to run them. At that time, it was a very dangerous job because many people were out to kill Russian businessmen. Next, he decided to get into the mining business. He bought a huge mining and metal corporation called Norilsk Nickel. It is one of the world's largest producers of nickel, copper, and platinum. He bought it extremely cheap, and he turned it into one of the world's largest producers of metal and copper in the world. Eventually, he decided to sell his share of the venture for just around $10 billion. He did this just 2 months before the international financial crisis that destroyed the Russian stock market. He was very lucky, and for this, he became the richest man in his country. But he decided he wanted to get in something he really enjoyed, one of his big passions. He wanted to do something with sports, so he decided he wanted to own a basketball team. Well, at first he started out, he owned a European basketball team out of Moscow, who actually won a European championship, but it wasn't the same, and what he wanted was across the seas, and he wanted to join the NBA. But in order to do this, he had to pass a series of personal and business background checks. And Commissioner David Stern said that he passed all these quite easily. He was viewed as a shrewd businessman, and he says that his greatest qualities were those of leadership and organization, and how he can just lead people very easily. With all these checks out of the way, he was able to buy the New Jersey Nets. He bought the team for just around $200 million. And during this time, he bought the team for just over $200 million and became the first overseas owner of an NBA basketball team. During the same time, he bought a piece of land in Brooklyn because he wants to move the team there for 2012-2013 season. He wants to take the worst team in the league and make them the best. He says there's only one way to go, and that's up. Well, now that I've told you about the process of how he actually became a billionaire, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the benefits of buying the New Jersey Nets and moving in Brooklyn. Well, one, the location. It's it's full of Russian Americans in that area, and being Russian himself, he feels a lot more comfortable, and he feels that by moving into Brooklyn, he can get that side of the culture more into basketball. Also, it's in the tri-state area, so he's able to bring in a lot more money. And according to New York Daily News, Brooklyn was voted as one of the most livable places in all of Brooklyn, or in all of New York. Also, for the future of the Nets, by moving them to Brooklyn, he's able to bring in a lot more money because there's more people to come see. Also, he's able to bring in better talent because he can pay his players a lot better because he has more money. So now that I told you about the benefits of him actually moving the team to Brooklyn, in conclusion, Mikhail Prokhorov grew up in a world of violence and owning a jean shop, and now he's one of the richest men in the world and owns a professional basketball team. I talked a little bit about his background and the process of how he actually became a billionaire. I also talked a little bit about the benefits of buying the New Jersey Nets and moving into Brooklyn. According to the New York Times, like the Frank Sinatra song, New York, New York says, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. And that's what Mikhail Prokhorov is trying to do with the New Jersey Nets. Thanks.
Yay. Good job. Is it long enough?
Mm-mm.